Hi everybody, and welcome. We're going to be doing a collared shirt today with this green fabric. This is going to be sort of like a work shirt. We're going to start by looking at piece 1 and 2. And as you can see, piece 1 and 2, they contain 3 measurements. There's waistline, there's hip bone to armpit, and hip bone to shoulder. So we'll start with the waistline. So I'm going to do my own waistline. I'm going to wrap this around myself and get it nice and tight. We want the nearest even number. So the reason I'm doing even numbers is because I want something easy to divide by 2. We don't have to be super accurate with this. 36. 36 divided by 2 is what, everybody? 36 divided by 2 is? 18. Come on, don't get this wrong. 18. 18 plus 4 is what? 22. We need to be faster than that. Okay. All right. 36 divided by 2. Why is it divided by 2? The reason it's divided by 2 is that there's a front and a back. So each one of them is basically halfway around. Why is it plus 4 inches? Because adding 4 inches gives you a little bit of space, so it's not super tight on you. Does that make sense? Yeah. If you want a tight fitting shirt, you can go to plus 2 instead of plus 4. If you want a loose fitting shirt, you can go to plus 6 instead of plus 4. Does that make sense? Yeah. This is pretty much for a medium fit. Waistline over 2 plus 4 should be a pretty medium fit. Okay, next we're going to do hip bone to armpit. So hip bone to armpit. I define my hip bone as basically the bottom of my pocket. My armpit is not my actual armpit, but the place where my sleeve begins on my shirt. Does everybody see that? Mm-hmm. So that distance is going to be 21 right now. So I'll call that 21 inches. Okay. Next we have to do hip bone to shoulder. So hip bone to shoulder, same spot here, bottom of the pocket, all the way up to the top of the shoulder where the seam of the front of the shirt meets the seam of the back of the shirt. And here we are at 27. Alright, so 27 inches. So we've got 21 inches and 27 inches. Alright, so now, this is how we're going to look at this rectangle. The height of the rectangle will be 27 inches. The base of the rectangle will be 22 inches. So what we're going to do is we're going to find the area of this rectangle. It's 27 times 22. 2 times 7 is 14. 2 times 2 is 4 plus 1 is 5. 2 times 7 is 14. 2 times 2 is 4 plus 1 is 5. So what we get is 594. 594. Alright, next, it says plus 2, but it actually should be minus 2 of the triangles. These triangles, the base here is 3. The height of the triangle is going to be the difference between these two sides, because it's whatever this is minus whatever this is. 27 minus 21 is 6, so the height of this triangle is 6. So what we've got here is 3 times 6. What's 3 times 6? 18. 18 divided by 2 is 9. So each of these triangles is 9 square inches. And then it's minus 3/4 of the area of the circle. So the circle has a diameter of 8, so what's the radius? 4. So the area is going to be pi times the radius squared. So what's 4 squared? 16. So it's going to be 16 pi for the circle. And we're talking about 3/4 of that. So what we do is write the 16 over 1, and then we can reduce the 4 and the 16. So what we end up with is 3 times 4, or 12 pi. 12 pi we can estimate. Pi is 3.14, so 12 times 3 is 36. So something a little bit bigger than 36, a really good estimate would be about 38. We're saying that without doing any fancy math. Okay, so what we have is 594 minus 2 times 9. What's 2 times 9? 18 minus a further 38. So 594 minus 18, that's a 6, that's a 7. 576 minus 38 gets us 538 inches squared. And that's piece 1. Piece 2 starts as a rectangle, which is congruent to the rectangle of piece 1, so that will also be 594. The 2 triangles you cut out are also congruent. They're each 9, so what we have is 594 minus, not plus, minus 2 times 9, which is 18, minus 1/4 of the circle. The circle was 16 pi, so 1/4 of 16 is 4, so it's 4 pi, 4 pi. 4 times 3 is 12, so a little bit more, we'll say 12.5. is a pretty good estimate for 4 pi. So 594 minus 18 is 576 minus 12.5. What we end up with here is 563 and 1/2 for piece 2. So this is piece 1, this is piece 2. We'll move on to piece 3. Piece 3 has a shoulder to elbow measurement. Shoulder to elbow is one we haven't done yet, but we define the shoulder as the seam at the top of the shoulder, and then this is about how long you want the sleeve to be. Do you want it to come all the way to the elbow or not? So think about it. Okay, thank you. I'm going to have it come to about here, which is 11 inches. So my shoulder to elbow measurement will be 11 inches. And if you see on the worksheet, it says X. So if X is 11, then on the bottom it says X minus 3. So what's 11 minus 3? You're not listening.
8.
11 minus 3. You got to be quicker than that. You're not listening if you can't get that quickly. Okay, shoulder to armpit is a measurement we already have. So go back to the first side. It says shoulder to armpit. Okay, so basically the shoulder to armpit is this distance. So it's 27 minus 21. 27 minus 21 is 6 inches. Okay, so as you can see, piece 3 is a trapezoid. So really, X is base 1, X minus 3 is base 2. So 11 plus 8 is 19. 19 divided by 2 is 9 1/2 times the height, which is 6. 6 times 9 is 54. 6 times 1/2 is 3. 54 plus 3 is 57. And then there's 4 of them. The reason there's 4 of them is that there are 2 fronts and 2 backs for the 2 sleeves. So 57 times 4, well 50 times 4 is 200. 7 times 4 is 28, so it's 228 inches squared. So that's it for the sleeves. Last thing we've got to do is the collar. And as you can see, the collar is really just a rectangle plus a trapezoid. The rectangle has a base of 2 and a height of 25. So 2 times 25 is very simple. It's 50. The trapezoid is base 1 plus base 2 divided by 2 times the height. 50 plus 29, or sorry, 25 plus 29 is 54 divided by 2 times the height, which is 2. 54 divided by 2 is 27 times 2 is again 54. So 50 plus 54 equals 104. And the reason we're going to have 2 of them is we want a double thick collar. We don't want one little flap of fabric. We want a double thick collar. So we're going to make 2 of them and put them back to back to make it a little bit thicker. So 104 times 2 is 208 inches squared. So what we've got is our 4 pieces. We've got 538 for piece 1, 563 and 1/2 for piece 2, 228 for piece 3, and 208 for piece 4. We add all this together and we get our total. So 8 plus 3 is 11, plus 8 is 19, plus 8 is 27. 2 plus 3 is 5, plus 6 is 11, plus 2 is 13. 1 plus 5 is 6, plus 5 is 11, plus 2 is 13, plus 2 is 15. Our final sum total is this number right here, 1,537 and 1/2 inches squared for our collared shirt. Follow along and make sure to rewind if you have to. Your answers will be different because your measurements will be different, but you'll have the same formulas, so you should get a very similarly structured answer. Thank you for following along. The next video will show me cutting out the pieces, and the final video will be sewing up the shirt. Thank you.